the future. Daniel, the girl. Push it. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the next future president of the United States of America, Daniel the Third.
This is Bod TV Bod. In case the first time you come here, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more uploads. In this our update, it's all about the D'banj's lost child that he lost in 2018 and Davido's on. But before I go into that, we all know what has happened. It has happened and it has happened. That is life. Well, but one thing I want to say is this, first of all, before I go into details, is that we've had a lot of people coming out and say, oh, they saw these, they had a revelation of this, they had a revelation of that. My question is that what kind of a pastor are you? If God reveals something to you, it's not for you to go all about and start telling people. All you need to do is to go down on your knees. In fact, if it takes you to do 100 days fasting and prayer, do it for the sake of that person. You don't need to be known. You don't need to be recognized. All you need to do is to go down on your knees and continuously pray. You don't need any award. You don't need anybody to come and applaud you that you saw the revelation. That's not necessary, because there are people praying in the background, and me and you don't even know. People will mention your name praying for you. You are not even aware of them. So this revelation comes so that you pray for them without no reward, but God blesses. Well, first of all, what I want to say in this video is that things do not just happen like that. There must be a reason why it happened, and it's only God that knows the reason. Apart from the fact that Dbanj and Davido are the only child of their parents, we also know that they are singers and they had a child that they so much love. You could see so many pictures about them holding their child. You could see that relationship between them and their child. They were good dads. I wouldn't lie, from photos and from everything we saw. Even Davido holding the child, always with the child. You could see that father and son relationship. So you could tell that Dbanj was a good father and Davido was also a good father. So we could see that similarity, that they were singers, they were the only child of their parents, they were well-to-do, they were big celebrities. Everyone loved them. They were lovers of women. Yes, they love women so much. And we also saw that both children celebrated. One just celebrated a 1-year-old and the other celebrated 3 years old, and they died immediately after their celebration. So we also saw that both children died in swimming pool and also died in the residence of their parents. They died in their parents' house. So it's not like they died in another swimming pool outside their parents' house. So this similarities is making us begin to wonder that what's really happening in the music industry. Why should two children die, in a similar way and similar manner? And the most shocking aspect of it, both father were not around. Dbanj wasn't around when it happened. Davido wasn't around when it happened. So could we say this is a coincidence? For me, I believe there's something more to this. I remember when the band happened, there was a lot of rumor that the band has gone to join one court or the other. I don't want to begin to mention things here, but for me, I said that's rubbish. If something happens, so you couldn't say because the person is a star, is a celebrity, and then the person has gone to put his hand in one thing or the other. It doesn't work like that. So every rich person out there is a demon or went to possess and get possession from somewhere that is dark and dangerous. No, it doesn't all work like that. So we shouldn't conclude into matters like that, because for me, nobody wants to sacrifice his child or what he loves most for something in exchange of worldly things because of music or fame. I don't think that's the right one. But what I said earlier is that I'm just trying to bring out similarities from what has happened, and I want us to really look at it and see why it's like this, right? I don't want, as I always say in all my videos, I don't want to step on people's toes, but it takes me a while to consider something before I come out to talk, because even though I would have posted this for a very long time, but because it's a child and because the child died, for me, I feel it's not something that you just come out and start talking. You have to be very, very accurate in what you're saying and think very well before you start saying things out. Weeks after unfollowing Imade's mom, Sophia, Davido has reportedly done the same to Amanda, Haley's mom. There have been no reaction from both parties, but some people think it has to do with the singer's third baby mama, Chioma. A reaction read, Why does he fall out with people anytime he is with Chioma? Is childish though. Guys, remember when the band sang You Don't Make Me Fall in Love? That was a hit track that we saw Genevieve in that video. And from there, the love it took another turn. Well, actually, Dbanj debunked the story that it had nothing to do with Genevieve and it was all rumors and like that. But from there, it changed the whole story that, yes, she's not a bad person. She's every woman or every man who want to have something to do with her. So later on, Genevieve, I watched one of the Genevieve video. I can't begin to bring everything out from here, but yes, you can go to internet and search it. When Genevieve was being interviewed and they said, okay, what kind of man do you want? Said she likes a man that has a good heart. So they told her that, oh, we've been hearing rumor that you and D'banj, you have something in common, or you've been going out or blah blah blah. So she said, well, she smiled and she said, well, D'banj is not a bad person. So from there, before we know what was happening, the relationship crashed in 2012, and we heard that D'banj was going out with Nadia Buhari and Genevieve's best friend Amanda. So there were a whole lot of stories surrounding their relationship that most of them we felt were lies and some of them were true, but we don't know. Everybody with their own life. But as I said earlier, I'm trying to bring out some similarities out for both celebrities, and I know where I'm going to. Please be very patient with me. So at the end of the day, everything crashed. Remember that D'banj came out.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the next future president of the United States of America, Untold.
You could see that with all joy and happiness, he introduced to the world his child and his wife. So you could see that D'banj was overjoyed. He was happy, just as Davido was when he reconciled with Chioma.
Our wife.
After the introduction, we see that the next thing that took place was a birthday, and from there, something happened. So guys, this is not just a mere coincidence. This is more than what we think is happening. Let's not begin to blame those like negligence and something happened for something to take place. This is more spiritual. So you can't step on people's toes and just think that you go free. It comes back to you. So if you think that you want to use people and dump them, or you feel that you can hurt their emotions and nothing will happen, I feel it's a lie. It's come back to you. So I'm not saying that what Davido did is wrong, or what he did is right, or what Dbanj did is wrong, or what is right. Everybody has their own choice to make in life. After all, the women agreed to friend them or to go out with them. But one thing I'm saying is this: even if you want to do something, don't hurt people's feeling by making it obvious for others to see that this is what you've done, and they start clapping for you and say, oh yes, you've done the right thing, is your choice. One moment you are with one woman because your body wants her, the other moment you are with another one because she's your soulmate. Where are you? And you come publicly to announce to the world that 2023 you're going down with her, you're going to get married to her. Then what happens to the remaining ones that you've made them single mother? So for me, I feel that there are things you should do in secret, not put more eyes on yourself and your family. You have to protect your home. You have to protect your family. And that's why you're being called a father. You're not just a father because you have a child. You are a father because you are there to protect. And how do you protect? Is what you post, what you say, what you do on social media. Because before you know what's happening, everybody will just take it. Even the witches and wizards will be interested in your case. So this is where most of the things that happen, this is where it starts from. But a lot of people will just say, no, it's not normal. A lot of people have been doing that, but nothing. Yes, nothing happens to them because maybe they've not been involved with the witches and wizards, or they've not entered their case, or you've not said what you are meant to say. So just imagine that it's not everybody you see out there that you've friend or you've dated that is a normal human being. Some are spirits, some are, you can't hurt their spirits, you can't hurt their person. So if things like this happen, we should begin to question ourselves, like, where have we gone wrong? What are we doing that we are not supposed to do? What are we doing that we are not supposed to do? Because this child, it's so painful the way this child died. I'm just beginning to think how this child was struggling for breath before he gave up the ghost. So at the end of the day, we are not blaming the nannies and those that were supposed to be surrounded with the child. Is that the main thing they should be looking at? Is the parents, in fact, the mother should be blamed in this case. Even the Davido himself should also be blamed in this case, not just the nannies at all. Remember, say not be everybody if you take care of your own pikin just the way if you take care of your own pikin. Even there's times where you say there's that time you can't get relationship with your pikin, but they could they give you signal because all the time you're always with that child. So if that child is not with you, there's this signal you get, you just begin to imagine what that child is doing. And exactly the way you're imagining it, that's what that child is doing at that time. So that's a level of relationship you will have with your child as a mother, that when that child is in immediate danger, your body will tell you, begin to get a signal, and immediately you are calling. You're calling, what's happening to this child? What's this? What's happening? Go and check him. But because you've given the responsibility to a nanny, so even when a signal is coming, you don't get it. You don't get it again because you are used to, or the child is used to being with the nanny. So it's only the nanny that can get that feelings when the child is doing a wrong thing, or the child is quiet, or the child is silent, or he hasn't seen the child within the space of a time. Just imagine the time the child left the nanny and went to the swimming pool and got drowned. Okay, let's look at it like within 15 minutes. Let's look at that. Let's look at within 10 to 15 minutes. So the nanny didn't even feel it that something was wrong or something was at play. But if it's a mother, within 5 minutes, a child will leave you. You will get the signal immediately that something is wrong. Where is this child? This child is quiet. I haven't heard from this child. Immediately start looking for the child. And that is why you see that if that kind of a thing happen and the mother is there, that child can be revived. But because the mother is absent and she's not getting the signal, it's hard, it's difficult. So sometimes we should not begin to blame nannies, that it's nanny's fault, it's this one's fault, it's that one's fault. The fault first should be the mother. That is your sole responsibility, to take care of that child. To take, irrespective of whatever you want to do or wherever you're going to, that child becomes a priority because you decided to have that child and you decided to bring that child into this world. Now the question comes, who lost the most? Of course, it's Chioma. It's Chioma. She has lost the heir to the throne. She has lost the heir to Davido's life. So you just see where we mothers, our responsibilities towards our children should be something that comes first before any other thing, before pleasure, before traveling around the world because you found your love again. So our children comes first in everything that we do. So if you see now, Davido will always go back to his baby mamas and take solace in their arms and all that. But what about Chioma? Where is she going to find herself in the next few months? Is she going to be yearning for another child again, that she wants to be a baby mama again? Or is she going to wait for Davido to come and pay her diary, then she do the appropriate thing? So it's not a battle. Or the other woman's child is now in line. We should be happy that the child now is the heir of their delicacies. So there are many things that is going on here, that some decisions that we take, this is where it leads to. This is where it ends to. But when the world is clapping hands for you and so they are taking your pictures, they are showing you everywhere, the question is, where is your child? Who did you entrust your child with? Who is taking care of your child? Or should I take my child everywhere I go to? So those are the things that you should begin to weigh before you take some decisions. So Davido coming back to our life, well, it's a very brilliant thing. But at the same time, if the child wasn't there, Davido wouldn't have come. So in a nutshell, with the passing away of their child, do you think that everything is going to change around Davido and Chioma? Saw how the band's own gradually just went down, and the Coco Master, wasn't himself again. It took him so many years for him to recover from the shock and from the pain of the child. And from there, his music career is still there, but it wasn't as trending as it was before. So with this affect Davido's life, his music, or his relationship with Chioma? So these are things that we should begin to look into. Or with this also make him to have a change of him getting married to Chioma next year? So or with Chioma decide to have a child for him, so everything goes on smoothly again. Well, this is just analysis, as I've always say in all my videos. It might go well with you, it might not go well with you, but the truth be told, with Chioma position in Davido's life change because of the passing away of their child. Well, this is Bod TV. In case the first time you're coming, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more uploads, as I will always see in all my videos. Thank you. Bye.